and they sent me 2 blues.
Ooh,
They
look very similar.
They are. So here's the swatches. So let's see what we got. So, because Prismatic Powders loves me, I sent them vinyl wrap pieces, right? And they weren't, I'm gonna say for sure that one.
Yeah.
That one's like too not blue enough.
It's not as poppy.
Thank God I sent it to them because I was gonna order this one. I told them oh so blue, and that would have been like close.
Yeah.
But what's this? Velocity Blue. Ooh, it's not spot on.
But
It's
and you
so
know they
damn.
fade too over time, so.
But then the Nardo that I sent them, you can't really get much closer than that. So if you guys want a Nardo gray powder, this is a really long clip of me talking, I apologize. If you want a Nardo gray powder color, Jewel Gray. I'll have Jewel Gray, Velocity Blue link down below. That's what we're gonna be using. And there's no way I can get all this shit done today. 0% chance. So today we're gonna tackle the valve cover.
And then come home early.
She doesn't like to sleep without daddy, you know what I'm saying? We do the calipers in blue, which I feel like that's gonna be so much blue.
I say blue.
Really?
I'm a blue fan. Yes, sir.
Bruh. Or should we do them in Nardo Gray? I'm leaning more toward Nardo Gray. Bobby says blue. If you like Bobby, comment blue. If you like Devin more than Bobby,
That's
comment.
not fair.
So let's go ahead and rip off the valve cover. Valve cover, Bobby. Valve cover is gonna be very easy to remove. And if you're wondering why I'm not working on Jared's car, we had to buy some parts for it. So we're waiting on that kind of stuff so we can get that thing finished up. Let's go ahead, pull off the valve cover. We gotta get her completely torn apart and in the stripper tank to get all this yellow powder off. This is my third different color on that valve cover. I believe it was black, and then we did yellow, and now we're doing blue. So all those screws that we just removed, these little guys here, factory, those would all be rivets. You'd have to drill each individual one of those out and then tap the valve cover. You do have to 100% remove the baffles. If you're ever gonna do any sort of valve cover sandblasting or powder coating, anything of the sort, you need to get those baffles out. I'll link the video up in the top right-hand corner of where I actually drilled and tapped the valve cover. Let's move on, get this thing cleaned up, get her in the strip tank, and get this yellow powder coat off. So I'm always trying to be like more and more careful as I get older, like in the shop doing things. I just made a big mistake. I was pulling the valve cover out of the strip tank and I had glove on the right hand, which is, of course is what I was pulling it out with. And I didn't have a glove on the other hand, and I ended up dropping the valve cover back into the stripper tank. Shit splashed up. It got, like there's some on my hat even. A little bit on my hat right there. You guys see that? It got me in the ear just a little bit, like kind of splattered the face a tiny bit. Didn't, like, it hurt like a mofo, but like not terribly. But then check this out. It got my arm really good. I know it's a little bit nasty looking, See how my skin's all bubbled up? Yeah. So from here on out, I'm gonna be extra careful with the strip tank. That stuff is so freaking nasty. I've got it like splashed up here and there before, just tiny little pieces. And even if you can't see it, it still hurts really bad. But when you get enough on your skin to bubble it up like that, it's probably not the best thing in the world. Thankfully, water just neutralizes it. So immediately I pressure washed my arm, which probably also didn't help. But yeah, that hurts. Stay safe out there, boys. We got the valve cover sprayed out. Looks freaking phenomenal. It is in the oven right now for about 10 more seconds, and then we can pull her out, let it cool down. Hopefully the color is close. It's not gonna be a big deal if it's like a little bit off, just because the valve cover is so far away from the wrap, but it's gotta be close. If it ain't close, we're gonna have to find a better color. Damn. All right, that's gotta be close. Let's not drop it. Oh yeah, that's gotta be close. It's gonna change color a little bit when it cools down, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. It could completely change when she's cooled off. While we're waiting on the valve cover to cool down, we got a box in from Grimspeed. It's actually a couple days ago, and I'm pretty sure it's a strut tower bar for a first gen BRZ, and we're gonna attempt to slap it on the second gen. It should fit. I believe it's gonna fit. Let's pull on the BRZ and see what happens. Actually, I'm gonna open it first, just to make sure that's what it is. Looks like she lines up just fine. I believe that's how it sits. Would make perfect sense. So let's go ahead and pull off the 2 nuts on each side, 4 nuts total, and get this thing bolted up. If you want to pick one up for your FRS or BRZ any year, I'll link it down below. This thing's pretty much cooled down all the way. I know it's not a perfect match. It's close, it's very close. I'm gonna put it where it belongs. Tiny bit darker of a blue. I think it's close enough. That's so sick. I'm so excited to finish up this little color change on the 8. I think it's gonna look pretty nice all said and done. I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing reassembled. Baffles have to go back in. All the screws are gonna be Loctited, and then we simply just bolt it right back on where she belongs. So I know right now it doesn't really look all that good with the yellow still in the bay, but trust the vision that I have. I think at the end of the day, it might look all right. Not all right, I think it's gonna look freaking perfect. With the blue cover, you can tell, like, thankfully it's far enough away from the wrap. It's not a perfect match, it's the closest match that they had. I'm sure I could have mixed possibly some powders together to get it a little bit lighter, but in my opinion, that looks freaking amazing. So yeah, imagine that Nardo, that probably polished or something, and the front power brace Nardo as well. I think it's gonna look sick. Really just trying to clean up the bay a little bit and clean up the whole car in general. Do a few little color changes, just cause. Big shout outs to Prismatic Powders for getting this color match for us. If you want any of their thousands and thousands of colors, I'll have them linked down below. Gonna wrap it up right here, my friends. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace out. I'll see you guys tomorrow.